down. The ball is at the 34-yard line. And Warner has to show wide open. Berry into the left. On 3rd down and 10. Favre avoids the sack and throws it over the middle. Now 24. Favre slings it over the middle, picked off at the 40-yard line.
Everyone beaming with pride right now. An all-out dominant win for the Cardinals over the Minnesota Vikings, making Brett Favre look kind of like his age. And this week, the Cards can clinch another division title with a win in San Francisco over the 49ers on Monday Night Football. It's also likely your final week before the fantasy football playoffs begin. Jeff Corcini and Russ Bliss from fantasyfootballstarters.com joins us this morning. First off, your comments on that whooping they put on Minnesota last week.
Too much. And they are playing lights out ball right now, Javier. Each weekend, the Cardinals are getting a little better and better, aren't they, Russ?
Yeah, and the Cardinals did exactly what they needed to do last week. Force Brett Favre into making those mistakes he hadn't been making early on in the season. Now that they've done that, they're back in the driver's seat for the NFC West and also have a chance to possibly get that second overall seed in the NFC. All they need is for the Vikings to have a couple more down games and win out for the Cardinals. They could do it.
Now, you got a big game Monday night, though. Big game Monday night, though, don't they?
Absolutely. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But when you're making your lineup this week, very important to look at all the injuries because there are a lot of injuries throughout the league, especially in the quarterback position.
Yeah, exactly. Let's start off with the Matt brothers. Matthew Stafford probably going to be out. He's listed as doubtful. He's not going to start today. And then you got Matt Ryan, the sophomore, right? He's got turf toe of the Atlanta Falcons. He's doubtful, probably more like a game-time decision. Tom Brady, you know, the Patriots are famous for listing all these players questionable. He's going to be a go. Little finger banged up, a rib injury, but he'll be okay. Vince Young actually tweaked his knee in practice, so he's a 50-50 chance right now, but still listed as questionable. And then Matt Schaub, who should have a real big game, not a good matchup against the Seahawks. He should be good to go, though. Had a shoulder injury.
With Tom Brady, many are saying sit him now because we're looking at playoff time, and the Patriots haven't been playing that well.
No, but you know what? He doesn't like to not play. He's a tough guy, and he doesn't like their record, so he's going to be a go, though.
All right. You think game time decision? Or?
No, he's going to start.
He'll start. Okay. What about running backs?
Well, at running back, you get back DeAngelo Williams this week for the Carolina Panthers. DeAngelo Williams missed last week with the ankle injury, but he has been practicing in full, so he's a good go today. Michael Turner for the Falcons is very questionable. He'll be a game-time decision, but I don't think he's going to play. Brian Westbrook of the Eagles is out. He's still suffering from the concussion. He did practice some, but he's not going to play this week, maybe next week. Clinton Portis and Steve Slayton, both of these guys were placed on injured reserve earlier this week, so they're definitely out the rest of the season. Neither one of them are available for their fantasy teams.
You know, I hope Brian Westbrook doesn't get healthy anytime soon because they're really nipping at the Cowboys there.
Are.
Oh, let's talk about wide receivers.
Yeah, wide receivers. We've got both the guys from Philadelphia that are nicked up right now. You've got Deshaun Jackson. He's probably going to play. He's probably coming off of a concussion injury. You know, they've been monitoring that real closely. But the rookie Jeremy Maclin, he's probably questionable too. But it looks like he'll start. Devin Hester has a calf injury. The Chicago Bears, he's listed as questionable, kind of a game-time decision. And then Mike Sims-Walker, the Jaguars' breakout wide receiver this year, looks like he's doubtful. He tweaked himself an injury. So, as you know, Javier, this is the week that you're either in the playoffs or trying to get in, so this last-minute advice is going to help you set your lineup.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people fighting for a wild card spot this week. What about, what are some of the sleepers? What are some of the guys out there that they should be on your roster who maybe in the past you haven't really paid attention to?
Well, I tell you what, every roster you look at, you can go ahead and categorize as you have studs, you've got the reliably good players, you've got the inconsistent players, and of course you've got your scrubs that are sitting on your bench at the bottom of your roster. And when you look at these guys, you always want to start your studs. Providing they're healthy, you got to have them in your lineups each week. And when you look at the studs, you look at guys like Peyton Manning for the Indianapolis Colts. You've also got Drew Brees, who's been playing at an incredible level this year, Kurt Warner, and Aaron Rodgers. These are guys that you play every week, regardless of the matchup, because they have been the best players at the position this year, consistently getting you the points. Then you look at your running backs, and you've got guys like Adrian Peterson, Cedric Benson, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Must starts.
Yes, all of these guys are must starts that you got to have out there. And then you look at your wide receivers, Larry Fitzgerald has been outstanding this year. You look at Randy Moss has had some really good games, and Reggie Wayne has just been very consistent for the Indianapolis Colts more weeks than not. These are your stud guys that you never sit any given week.
Yeah, because even when they have a down week, you know they're going to return. It's just a matter of time before they explode. Let's talk about this Cardinal matchup Monday night. They can clinch a division. Many people are worried because we've seen that up and down performance from the Cardinals, where one week they're on top of the world, the next they kind of drop in the bucket.
Yeah, we're actually predicting a 24-21 victory. You know, the Cardinals won. This is a revenge game for them, right? They got knocked out opening weekend. They celebrated their NFC West crown, and they got knocked out. So you look for it. And what's interesting is if you look at the Cardinals, the 49er defense against the Cardinals offense, you know, the Niners rank 5 against the runs. So they're going to do a good job against Hightower and Beanie Wells. They've got Patrick Willis. But when you get back and you look at the pass defense, the Niners are 29th. So Larry Fitzgerald, Kurt Warner, and Anquan Bolden, they're going to have big games. We're predicting Warner to throw for over 311 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fitzgerald will probably get 80 yards and a touchdown. However, the Niners have been really good at keeping him, you know, in check. And look for Anquan Bolden to probably have 60 yards and a touchdown as too.
Yeah, how about Q last week? I mean, he had a great game.
Yeah, I mean, what Kurt Warner is doing right now, how Russ and I were talking about it. The last 4 games, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions, over 120%, over 120 quarterback rating. No other quarterback's done that 4 games in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Historically.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about defense?
Well, defensively, this is a different San Francisco 49ers team than the one that the Cardinals faced in week number 1, because in the last 3 games, the 49ers have gone to a complete spread offense. They're throwing the football a whole lot more than running the football. 119 passing attempts in the last 3 games, as opposed to only 42 rushing attempts. And Alex Smith has just been on fire. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception in the last 3 games. He's putting up good yardage. He's getting Vernon Davis, their #1 tight end, very much involved. He leads all tight ends in touchdown receptions this year. Michael Crabtree, the rookie wide receiver, he's really stepped up recently. And even Josh Morgan has really benefited from this new attacking style of offense. So Frank Gore has been down a little bit, but look for DRC to be matched up with Michael Crabtree. That's one of the key matchups in this game because he's the big play wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. And also the Cardinals safeties and linebackers have to make sure that they don't let Vernon Davis find that open spot in the zone, because Vernon Davis has been outstanding exploiting that this year.
Cardinals
Second to Fitzgerald, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Cardinals are going to do it, though. 24-21. They're going to get back. They're going to get revenge. What do you think? What do you think, Javier?
You know what?
Put him on the spot.
Yeah. I always put you on the spot, huh? You know, I'm with you guys. They are playing some great football right now. And, you know, when they're on their game, they're unstoppable. That's for sure. You know, I always worry about the letdown, whether they're up for this game, but it sounds like they are.
Oh, yeah. Nobody wants to play them right now. Nobody wants to play the Cardinals because they are playing lights-out ball.
Especially on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, you take away the Tennessee game, that's the only one that the Cardinals have really had a hiccup on.
Yeah, let's talk about your free giveaways.
That's right. Folks. As you're looking to set your roster, Russ and I are offering our free Power Player package. All you got to do is register only at Fantasy Football Starters, then send me, Jeff, at fantasyfootballstarters.com an email. I will upgrade them, Javier, to our Power Player package, $9.95 value. It's free. They can go in, load their scoring system. We'll help them set their lineup. They can go onto our forums right now. We've got hundreds of people throwing up questions because in the next 2 hours, everybody's going to be looking for advice on how to set the best lineup.
All right. Always great information. I think you were too in unison to set me up like that. You guys rehearsed that. You practiced that. All right, guys. We'll see you next weekend.